Hey guys, Stock Series episode 71. Get yourself a free share on Trading212 if you're in the EU, not in the UK. Nice week for the portfolio overall. About 7,000 up overall. I think this is partly sort of macroeconomic news more than just the portfolio. So sort of infrastructure bills getting passed and jobs reports were quite solid for the US. So the US stocks have been doing better than everything else. But in this portfolio, it's up about 3,000, almost entirely down to Hive blockchain. The Bitcoin miners doing reasonably well, even while Bitcoin's sort of not moving a huge amount, but Hive blockchain are also involved in Ethereum as well as just Bitcoin. So Argo sort of lagging behind, and I see this as sort of one of the better risk reward options. So you may notice I've taken even more risk and sold off Kinross Gold and put that into Argo blockchain as well. So it's now between this and the Trading212 ISA, it's now my number one position. So we'll see how that goes. Could have been a bad move, but we'll see. So looking at the Trading212 ISA, that's barely moved, up 60 quid. Largely because this is a bit of a strange portfolio in here. So the ARCPI has gone up slightly, the genomic stuff. Most of the REITs are sort of not doing a huge amount. Haven't taken the news this week all that well. Argo itself pretty flat. The Bitcoin ETP dropping a little bit with Bitcoin down. Gold and silver miners sort of not doing a huge amount. Digital Realty down. I think First Majestic has sort of helped the portfolio stay somewhat up. So it's up about 5%. Silver not doing too bad. Most of the other REITs not doing a huge amount. Polymetal up slightly. Realty up slightly. So as I say, there's not a huge amount of movement here. Stag down 2.75%. So that's probably the worst of the REITs. And Sylvania 7.5% down. So the metals not doing all that well this week, but yeah, still obviously fairly happy with them. Not adding at the moment, but that's fine. And then the Tritax has not done a huge amount, and Vici up 1.4%. So yeah, considering a lot of down in there, amazing it's actually gone up for the week. But the main sort of gains have been in the invest account. So that's up about 4,000 overall. A couple of dividends come in as well. I haven't reinvested those just yet. So what have we got? Most of the American stuff, as I say, sort of broadly up. Couple of percent, maybe 3%, unless there's sort of some news on them. Airtel Africa up 10%. So it's one of my UK ones that has sort of been outperforming. I say UK, they're obviously a sort of telecoms company in Africa, sort of expanding into multiple countries, looking to move into Nigeria from the news this week, or sort of move further into them, payment processing and that sort of thing. Not sure if that was the reason for the spike, but yeah, looking pretty good. Up 28% on them now, so pretty good. Chinese tech sell-off is resumed, it seems. Not sure if where we're going with this. As you see, it sort of went into a fair low in sort of beginning of October, really. Everyone sort of thought that was over and we're now on the up. but yeah, not sure. Would like to add to these hopefully soon with the crypto money, maybe in the next month. So not too bothered that that's down. Alphabet and Apple just sort of slightly trickling up. Archer Daniels pretty flat for the week. ASOS having a slight recovery, but yeah, seems to be all over the place at the moment. Aviva a couple of percent up. Baidu just slightly, not as bad as Alibaba, but selling off slightly. Banks, Barrett, that sort of thing, not moved a huge amount. Bristol Myers. Broadcom has been moving, so yeah, this is sort of as high as certainly it's been for me. Going on a bit of a run in the last sort of, over October really. Suddenly pushed into the 500s. It's been close to the 500s before, but solidly through that. Earnings seem to be earnings expectations are trickling up slightly, and I think this is maybe just a bit of multiple expansion as well. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Don't want it to get too frothy, but 28% up. Caterpillar pretty flat, so was eBay. FedEx moving up slightly. Did want to kind of average down on this one a little bit, so that's a bit irritating. Glencore down, which is good, because as I say, this is only sort of £1,100, so want that to stay low for a little while. Hewlett Packard 5% up. Do sort of keep looking at this and thinking, yeah, it's good value, but I maybe prefer Himax a little better. They're up 8% for the week, so I wanted to kind of average this down around sort of $10 if possible. Not sure whether it will get to that. Earnings reports seem pretty good, and it may go. I wouldn't mind sort of buying more in at sort of $11 to $12, but we'll see. I may consider selling Hewlett Packard and putting it into Himax, just sort of as a more high conviction stock. Himax sort of potentially exposed to the metaverse type movement that we're seeing, VR, sort of augmented reality as well, the sort of goggles. They do a lot of display technology in there, and EV, all the sort of cars seem to be having a tablet, so Himax do well there. We'll see this week. Intel, sort of as I say, rising with the market. International paper not doing so well. Emerging markets sort of slightly up despite the Chinese tech sell-off. Japan doing quite well. Pretty good. I think they've got a new president, which is they see as bullish. Global clean energy slightly down. Europe slightly up. Not a lot happening there. Global water, you don't see this up 4% very often in a week, so it had been sort of lagging slightly. But yeah, nice move for that. I haven't looked too much into it, but it's sort of broadly within the market. Legal and General, Lennar doing quite well, 4%. Lockheed, pretty much with the market. Micron, haven't been able to average this down just yet, so yeah, it's up 5%, but would like to be sort of buying a little bit more into there in the sort of $70 or under range. Nintendo earnings looked pretty good, so I could sort of assumed that profits would be down, which they were, but they're sort of forecasting reasonable sales over the next sort of 6 months. So yeah, it didn't drop as much as I thought it might do, but still looking pretty good value. Want to be adding to this shortly. So yeah, looking good. 20% down on it though. Porsche down slightly for the week. Process down 4%. This is one I would really like to build up on, sort of almost being an emerging markets ETF in itself, with a large stake in Tencent as well. Raytheon, couple of percent up, pretty good. Renault, 4%. Rio Tinto still carrying on the decline, sort of kind of as expected, I guess. Maybe shouldn't have been quite so bullish on the iron ore. That's coming down, so profits are coming down, and then people suddenly realise the high profit isn't going to last forever, so they keep selling off. Would like to add to Rio though. I think the aluminium and the copper side is sort of being overlooked. Shell, pretty flat. Oil sort of come down during the week, so not too surprising. Samsung, pretty flat. Sega, up 7% in the last week. Still kind of got a soft spot for that. Quite like them. Seneca Foods, 3%. There's only a tiny position. I do wonder whether to sort of add to it at some point. Still seems good value. Only £300 or £500 now. Siemens fairly up with the market. Sony doing really well. Sort of their earnings look pretty good. The sort of forecast for PlayStation sales as well looking quite good. I think the chip shortage might be not over, but starting to ease slightly. So that's good. Highest it's been for me now. So up 18%. Wouldn't mind adding a little bit if it comes back. Small cap ETF done pretty well. I think this is partly sort of due to the US news. Taiwan Semiconductor, similar, 3% up. Taylor Wimpey's pretty flat. Tesla, of course, 9% up for the week, or 9.6%. Again, not a lot of news. People are taking this Hertz news incredibly well, it seems. Not sure whether I will get rid of this after all. I sort of think if I'm transitioning out of Bitcoin, might just keep this as my sort of high risk speculative stock. So yeah, or got to have a few really. I've sort of got Apple and Google as the sort of less sort of high valuation but less risky stocks. But yeah, why not have Tesla as a little bit more? So not sure. If it goes really, really silly, then obviously I would sell out. But yeah, I might just leave it where it is. If it drops, then add a little bit more. So keep it as the 5-year stock that everyone keeps saying it is. Turtle Beach, pretty flat. Tyson, couple of percent up. Vale, of course, 41% down on this now. So only a small position. As I say, I would like to be sort of adding quite heavily to this. Seems to be getting beaten down even harder than Rio Tinto, considering they're quite similar businesses. I gather this may be partly down to sort of Brazilian concerns. So a little bit of sort of political concerns in Brazil. So it's a little bit company specific, more so than Rio, which is, I think, is mainly down to commodity prices. But yeah, do like the look of Rio. Would really like to sort of add to this now. I think it's forward PE of like 3.5. So you don't see that every day. So yes, video games 3.5% up, pretty good. Viatris couple of percent. And Volkswagen pretty flat, did drop sort of fair bit during the week. But yeah, I would like to sort of top up, well, between this and Porsche. I'm not really sure how to allocate the money if I do increase the Volkswagen position. May add to Porsche, may add to this, might add sort of half and half. Don't know, but they're all basically the same company. So yeah, we'll see what comes in the next few weeks with the crypto. It's sort of steadily trickling up. You might see in the crypto video tomorrow. not quite going to sort of blow off levels that I want to start selling at. Might be another few weeks before I start selling and adding to this position. So yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments below and like and subscribe. See you soon.